I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go, the only thing that I know. You were my gravity, but now I have to leave. I will let you go. Why do you feel that I want? What do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity. I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not.
Warning: the Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get set for our 15th race of the inaugural season of the NNSCRA Duracell Ultra Lite Series, as we're under the lights at the Bristol Motor Speedway, the dirt version of the world's fastest half mile. Going to be 63 laps of racing here tonight. Green flag laps. We had that announcement earlier on this weekend that both the Lights race and the Cup race will run caution-free regardless of incidents. So that is going to be an interesting caveat these drivers will have to be aware of here tonight. Pace car is only going to have one duty, and that's to lead them around this half mile, duck onto pit road, and we won't see him again for the rest of this one. Jack Mitchell lines up on the pole position for tonight's race, still looking for that first victory. Of course, got a pole back in the Cup race at Darlington earlier on this season, but this is his, I believe, first pole in the Lights race. No, actually, correct that. That's his third pole of the season here in the Lights race. Ties him with David Dixon for most poles on the season here in Duracell Ultralights competition, but he's still looking for that first checkered flag. He'll have Roberto Crown Jr. to his outside. Roberto looking for his second win on the season. Been a while since he went to victory lane. That was all the way back the third race of the season at North Wilkesboro. He'll share the front row in an all Chevrolet SS front row. Aaron Macklin, our winner from last week at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, is going to line up in the third position, looking for 2 wins in a row. Macklin, with his victory last week, jumped up 4 spots in the stands. He's 13th in overall points, 67 points out. Still, mathematically, has a shot to get up there and snipe away this championship, and he'll share that second row with a fellow Toyota. That's going to be Skylar Taylor in the 54, who has been very impressive in the limited number of starts that he's made. He's run only half the races the other drivers around him have, yet he's been able to score 3 top 10s, and all 3 of those top 10s have been finishes up inside of the top 5. But looking for maybe the proverbial cherry on top, get that first career victory. The battle this season has been Benny Watson versus Eric Monaco for the points lead. Watson got the little bit of an edge over Eric Monaco last week at Atlanta, holds 6 points over Monaco coming into this weekend. There are a couple of drivers that here tonight, they could get into that conversation, but they need the 75 and the 4 to run into trouble, and they need some really good points. Drivers that would fit that criteria: Austin Reed, former winner on the season back at Lucas Oil. He's 38 points back in third. Madeline Crenshaw has been on a tear ever since she picked up that victory at Suzuka. She is currently 4th in overall points, 40 points out. Gained 2 spots to stands last week at Atlanta, she did. John Lightning Jr., he's been steadily declining, dropping from 3rd in points down to now 5th in points in the last 2 weeks. He's still got a shot, though. He's 44 points out of the points lead, but he does not have good starting track position here tonight, it doesn't look like. Looks like he's going to be rolling off somewhere outside of the top 15. So we'll see if he can work his way up here to the front. And the 2 drivers that are battling it out for the points lead, Benny Watson and Eric Monaco, they aren't all that much better in positioning. Looks like Benny Watson is slated to roll off 17th, and Eric Monaco right behind him in 19th. So neither driver going to have good starting track position here tonight. Going to have to pass a lot of cars in order to get up to the front. But it's time to go down trackside and get those most famous words in motorsports here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
All right, boys, just like we talked about in the meeting, what's going to pay off for us today is patience and consistency. Good, smooth racing on the racetrack, and that's what will take us up to the front. We'll be there at the end of this thing.
Good, smooth racing indeed is what you're going to need to have, especially in the early going. Take advantage of the moisture that's in the racetrack. As the track dries out, the longer we go, it'll be a fight for grip. You saw your starting lineup there on the right side of your screen. Second dirt track that the Lite drivers have been to. The previous race at Devil's Bowl was won by Kyle Langland, so we'll see if the 26 out of World Mouse Racing can go 2 for 2 on the dirt. But 63 green flag laps here tonight as Jack Mitchell and Roberto Crown Jr. get us underway. Roberto Crown Jr. ripping the top side there through 1 and 2, has the early advantage, and I believe is going to clear for the lead. Mitchell will be alongside of Skylar Taylor for second place. Double wide all the way back through the field. Furthest up battle for third place. Mitchell trying to hang on that inside line. Skylar Taylor, I thought, had the 0-1 cleared for second place. Not the case. As third place battle now between Crenshaw and Aaron Macklin. Drivers going to try and migrate their way up to that outside line here. Seems to be where the speed is in the early going. Get back to the throttle a little bit sooner with the wider arc. Car doesn't want to drift up with the back end snapping out on the lower exit of the corner. Mitchell hanging tough down there though. He's not allowed Skylar Taylor to clear him for second place. Still keeps to the left rear quarter panel. Roberto Crown Jr. was able to make very quick work in the early going. Now it looks like a big loss of momentum there. Big slide by Mitchell. Taylor clears. Crenshaw clears. And now here's Samet Askin for the fourth position. 3 wide further back in the pack. I believe that was Cody Smart, Sophia Simon, Nathan Stapleton, who had that good run last week at Atlanta in the middle of this as well. There's Kyle Langland, our winner from Devil's Bowl, the only other dirt track the Lite drivers have run so far. Currently in the 15th position, kind of mired back. Benny Watson and Eric Monaco still at the rear of the field. Oh, and Nathan Stapleton gets spun. Oh, and they're still wrecking. Watson up into the fence hard. Cap Batson, Eric Monaco was in that also. And the 17 of Cody Smart, but no caution, remember. We talked about this earlier on in Cup qualifying and mentioned it here prior to the green, and here comes Benny Watson to pit road. Eric Monaco with a lot of damage. You guys will have seen what just occurred with a couple more camera shots via the N-NSCRA split cam, but Stapleton with a lot of damage, Cap Batson with a lot of damage, Cody Smart, he's got left side damage, but he may have been the one that got away unscathed the best. Watson looks like he's coming back out onto the racetrack, but he's going to lose a couple of laps. Either that or he was just now on the front straightaway. I think actually he was just on the front straightaway pit road. He had just made his way around to his pit stall. We'll see if they try and repair him, get him back out there. But right now, top 2 in points are the lowest 2 on the running order after what just occurred there on the back straightaway going up into turn 3. Roberto Crown Jr. continues to show the way. These drivers had to be told in drivers' meeting. Your spotters, your crew chiefs will probably tell you there's an incident somewhere, but do not lift off the throttle because you will not see a caution flying. 3 wide potentially there as Madeline Crenshaw wanted to get to the inside of Skylar Taylor and nearly hooked herself off the nose of Jack Mitchell for her troubles, and it looks like Benny Watson has returned to the track. They've taken the front end of the car off, at least the hood, and he may be some traffic the leaders will have to deal with. I believe I also saw the 39 of Kat Batson on pit lane. They've diagnosed that the damage that she sustained, too much for her to stay out and continue. So they're bringing her down for some repairs. Jack Mitchell will not leave the bottom lane. He's had a couple of opportunities to tuck up in between Madeline Crenshaw and Samet Ozkan. There's another shot right there to get up in front of Benjamin Snyder, but he believes in that inside line and will stay alongside of Ozkan for the, right now, 4th position. Chevrolet, Toyota, Ford, your top 3 with Roberta Crown Jr., Skylar Taylor, and Madeline Crenshaw. Looks like Benny Watson's closing up on Eric Monaco. This would not be for position. Monaco is on the tail end of the lead lap. Benny Watson is 3 laps down. Kat Batson also 3 down after her returning to the track. Look who's moving his way up here to the front. That's Benjamin Snyder. Snyder, former winner on the season at Armory Digital Super Speedway, probably would have won at Stafford a couple of weeks ago if he hadn't run out of laps. Got the strongest car there and looking very good here as he's made his way into the top 5. Just swung around Jack Mitchell. Now looks for another spot, trying to get around the outside of Madeline Crenshaw. And look how congested this is. He just picked up 2 spots right there, from 5th up to 3rd. And now Jack Mitchell has found his way up to the top of the racetrack. The pole sitter trying to make his way back up to the front as they're 3 wide with himself, Samet Ozkan, and Madeline Crenshaw for 4th place. Roberta Crown Jr. had opened up a pretty good gap between himself and Skylar Taylor. That has since closed. It was about 6 car lengths. It's now been cut down to about 3. I don't know if maybe the grip is starting to go away in the line that Roberta Crown Jr. was running. Maybe more drivers are realizing the run you can get on that top side. Taylor has started to run a little bit higher up there. Could also be the traffic coming up ahead. Remember, Roberta Crown Jr. being the leader, most of the dust here kind of dissipates by the time he comes around to whatever portion of the racetrack he's in. Now with having Monaco and Watson up ahead, they're creating some dust clouds, which is possibly causing visibility issues for the Beyblade Chevrolet. How bad is it for visibility for these drivers? Let's take an onboard with Benjamin Snyder and the Maverick onboard on his Ford Fusion. That is super close racing, and look at Jack Mitchell. He knew there was something on that inside line, and he's putting it to work right here, right now. 98.7 of Nathan Stapleton was just on pit lane for repairs after getting involved in that earlier incident, and he's going to come out right in front of the leaders. He's now 3 laps down. Eric Monaco on the tail end of the lead lap just ahead of the leaders as well. Could be a lot of traffic for these leaders to have to deal with. And Skylar Taylor squeezes to the outside of Roberta Crown Jr., puts them both in the wall. They're both riding the wall here through 3 and 4. And a battle for the lead puts them back now into the 6th and 7th positions. Taylor up the gut between the wall and the 21. I don't know if Roberta Crown Jr. didn't know he was there or what the case was, but the end result was both of them up and into the fence. Got some drivers on pit lane here. Cole Coybe in the 18, Austin Reed in the 24. We'll update on whether these are regularly scheduled stops or not. I believe they could be, since we knew these drivers were going to have to pit at least once before the conclusion, and we're nearing halfway. If it was an incident that involved either of these drivers causing them to come to pit road, you guys are being made aware of it, courtesy of our great editing team here via the NNSCRA split cam. But after everything we just saw occur there between Roberto Crown Jr. and Skylar Taylor, the pole sitter Jack Mitchell has gone back to the lead. Battle for second is Madeline Crenshaw and Benjamin Snyder. Samet Ozkan right there as well. You just saw the 4 of Eric Monaco dive onto pit lane. There's our 3-time winner David Dixon, who has just completed a pit stop. I think I saw another car on pit road. That might have been Nathan Fogler in the 13. It was hard to tell. A little bit difficult to be able to tell here with how far away our cameras are, but they have to be this far away from the racetrack. Otherwise, if they're right on top of it, all you're going to see is dust clouds. You're not even going to see the cars back behind there. Yeah, that was Fogler on pit lane. Here comes Madeline Crenshaw in. Aaron Macklin, last week's winner, is in. A couple of others right behind him also that were up here at the front. I think Roberto Crown Jr. might have been one of those also coming to pit lane. Skylar Taylor on pit road there. Here comes Jack Mitchell, Benjamin Snyder, Samet Ozkan in. Skylar Taylor and Roberto Crown Jr. both qualified well. Their pit stalls are near each other. You got to wonder the contact between those two, if there was any pleasantries exchanged between the pit crews. Trying to see who we're waiting on, and I believe Cody Smart and John Lightning Jr. are right now the drivers that have not yet come to pit lane. Smart is in this time. See about the 1 car. Well, John Lightning Jr., even if he wanted to come to pit road, can't at the moment. He's trapped up on the top side and 3 wide. Oh, he's trying to get to pit road right there, I think. He's trying to force his way down. Got into Cat Batson, who got into Aaron Macklin. I don't know how far John Lightning Jr. can go on fuel here, but certainly he doesn't want to run out, but he's boxed in. He can't get down to the bottom of the racetrack to be able to get to pit road. He may have to force the issue here at some point, or just lift, get to the back of this pack to get down to the inside. Waiting to see who cycles out to where of the drivers that have come to pit road, and it looks like potentially Cole Coybe may cycle out to the race lead. We're waiting for scoring to continue to update itself here, as we had a number of different drivers come to pit lane at separate times. Look at the traffic up ahead of our race leader. Oh, and there goes Aaron Macklin into the wall, and John Lightning Jr. is going to get a piece of it from the race lead. It was Madeline Crenshaw that got into the right rear of Aaron Macklin, spinning him around, and John Lightning Jr. was in it. Benny Watson back on the pit lane in the 75. John Lightning Jr. continues to run, and now he's coming to pit lane, but it looks like Cole Coybe is currently scored in the 2nd position and may cycle around here to this race lead. Benjamin Snyder looks like he could cycle into 2nd, with Virgil Alonso, Nathan Fogler, and Sophia Simon potentially the top 5. Jack Mitchell, who was the leader before he came to pit road, he is currently back in the 18th position. Looks like he may have had a pit road incident, because he's currently, I think, going to cycle around to being 1 lap down, along with Austin Reed, Nathan Stapleton, Eric Monaco, potentially Kyle Langland. Crenshaw on pit road right now in the 22 car. And that is from 7th place. As you see there, the gap. Cole Coybe back to Benjamin Snyder, And then from Snyder back to Virgil Alonso. Nathan Fogler right there in the same camera shot as well. So the top four all separated by less than 2 seconds. You've got the lap machine of Eric Monaco in the middle of all this in the 4 car. And this time at the line, 18 laps to go. Car coming to pit lane there, actually leaving pit road. That's Madeline Crenshaw. Crenshaw having to come to pit lane after we saw her make the contact with Aaron Macklin, who you just saw there. I believe he is now hitting pit road. So Crenshaw, who would have been in line to possibly get a top 10, now finds herself cycled out to 18th, 2 laps down. Battle for second. 52 of Virgil Alonso on the inside of Benjamin Snyder. A couple of former winners on the season there. Snyder at Armory Digital, Virgil Alonso the week before at Charlotte. And Nathan Fogler right there in the mix. And the number 13 Duracell Toyota Camry. 3 wide here. Almost. That would have been for the race lead. Alonso against Cole Koibe. Cole Koibe was up there in the conversation for the championship for the first half of this season. He was usually hovering between 3rd or 4th. But a string of bad luck, really going back to Kansas, has now got him mired down 14th in points, 70 points out. Madeline Crenshaw in the 22 trying to get one of her 3 laps back. It could be opening up the door for Virgil Alonso to make a move for the race lead. Snyder on pit lane in the 50 car. So these drivers might have not been able to make it on one stop. I thought they were going to, but since we don't have any cautions for drivers to be able to save fuel, they might have had to do 2 stops. This may not be over, and the battle for the lead is now over. Virgil Alonso with a very quick and easy pass on Cole Koibe will go to the point. Alonso coming into this race 20th in the standings. Last week after Atlanta dropped 4 spots. He's 92 points out of the points lead. Mathematically still not ineligible, but looking bleaker and bleaker of a chance as Cole Koibe was just hitting the pit lane for what would be his final stop of the day. Koibe, of course, ended up working his way up there to the front on that short pit strategy. So we'll see if it pans out for him again here on this pit call. Virgil Alonso still staying out. Looks like Nathan Fogler will cycle into second. 3rd place right now is Samit Ozkin. There he is, with Steven Burnside right behind him. This would be the battle for 3rd place at the moment. And the 5th position now, with the 18 hitting pit road, would be our 3-time winner, David Dixon, who has won 2 of the last 5 races so far this season. Koibe coming back out onto the racetrack, and it looks like Snyder is going to get him. This could eventually be the battle for the race lead, depending on how much further the 52 of Virgil Alonso can go. Does he have enough fuel to be able to make it the rest of the way, as it'll be 6 laps remaining when he hits the stripe this time by. Virgil Alonso trying to join Benny Watson, David Dixon, as a multi-time winner on the season. We've had 14 races, and we've had 11 different drivers go to victory lane. He's got a pretty nice gap right now, does Virgil Alonso, back to the 2nd place driver of Nathan Fogler, who also has traffic in front of him. Side by side there with John Lightning Jr. and Eric Monaco. That is not for position, I do not believe, between those two. No, John Lightning Jr. is currently the first car 1 lap down in 8th. Eric Monaco is several laps down right now in 13th. As this next time by will be 3 laps to go for Virgil Alonso. Remember, Virgil Alonso ended up pulling off some fuel strategy shenanigans when he picked up that victory at Charlotte. And maybe trying to do so again here under the lights at Bristol Dirt. You gotta think that the Cup drivers have got their eyes on everything that's going on right now here in this lights race, knowing what is on the line. Next to last race of the season for the regular season, playoff positionings hanging in the balance. For these lights drivers, it's really just an opportunity of keeping themselves in the championship conversation as they don't have a playoffs. And after tonight, they'll only have 5 more races to go. Next week, we'll see them at Auto Club. They'll be there the following week at Gateway. Then they have a little bit of a span between then and Nashville Super Speedway. Some really tough tracks coming up for these drivers. Nathan Fogler trying to run down Virgil Alonso, but this time out of turn 4, Virgil Alonso will be a 2-time winner in the Duracell Ultra Light Series as he'll take the checkered flag at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Fogler brings it home in second, and Samit Ozkan is going to complete the podium. Wild one here tonight. A lot of beating and banging. A lot of drivers looked like they could be in line for a good run, not showing what they had on the finishing results. And Virgil Alonso, a driver that may be already out of the conversation for the championship, just based on the fact we don't have 42 cars every week in the field. We only have 21, so you can't make up a super whole lot of ground with these victories. You can make up some, but 92 points in the hole to the points leader coming into this one, and no playoffs to catch you back up. Not certain if this will be enough. Maybe it is. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. But Virgil Alonso, nonetheless, going to be very pleased as he becomes the 3rd different repeat winner on the season here in Duracell Ultralights competition. Here's a look at the finishing results here tonight, as we saw incidents but no cautions to be able to bunch everybody back up. If you made a mistake, you were going to pay for it dearly. Nathan Fogler, Samit Ozkan, Steven Burnside, and David Dixon going to bring it home in the top 5. So it'll be interesting to see where Burnside's positioned after this. He was 6th in points, 46 points out. David Dixon, we talked about the fact he's had 3 victories, but he's been very inconsistent. 9th in overall points. Where does this put him? Cody Smart. He ended up getting a piece of that first incident that involved Watson and Monaco and others, and he was able to battle back still, even with a damaged race car, to get 6th. Roberto Crown Jr. was the last driver to finish on the lead lap in 7th. John Lightning Jr., Skylar Taylor, and Kyle Langland are going to finish out the top 10. So Roberto Crown Jr. and Skylar Taylor, after getting together and battling for the race lead, they'll still salvage top 10 runs. Austin Reed, going to be interesting to see where he is after all this. 11th place for him here tonight. He was trying to run down Eric Monaco and Benny Watson to get back into the conversation for the points lead. Jack Mitchell, the pole sitter, finishes in 12th. Eric Monaco, good comeback run for him after the early issues. And he's going to finish it out in 13th place. Remember, he never came to pit road. Most everybody else that was involved in that wreck in the early going came to pit lane for damage repair. Watson was on pit road. Stapleton was on pit road. Cat Batson was on pit road. Monaco never pitted, and he's going to get a good result comparatively to those others in 13th place. Benjamin Snyder and Cole Quaby, who were up inside of the top 5 late, had to pit in the closing stages. They get 14th and 15th. Sophia Simon 16th. Madeline Crenshaw, the string of good runs comes to a close here as she'll finish 17th. Aaron Macklin, 1 week removed from his victory at Atlanta, in 18th. Nathan Stapleton, who had a great run last week as well, not a good performance tonight, in 19th. Benny Watson all the way down in 20th position, and Cat Batson was the last car to finish. All drivers finished this race, but Cat finishes 4 laps down in 21st. It was 6 points between Eric Monaco and Benny Watson coming into this race. I'm going to double check, but I believe neither driver led a lap tonight. No, they didn't. So, in terms of positioning, Eric Monaco finishes 7 spots ahead of Benny Watson, which means he will have a 1-point lead. It still remains close between those two. 1 point, Eric Monaco over Benny Watson for the points lead heading into Auto Club next week. These two cannot seem to get away from each other, and I hope that stays the same all the way down to our overall season finale when we get to Michigan. But a wild one here tonight. Cannot wait to see with what we saw here this evening what's in store tomorrow night with 100 laps in the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series race. Hope you guys will join us for that one. Congratulations to Virgil Alonso, 2nd win on the season for him here tonight at Bristol Dirt. If you enjoyed tonight's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, part of the crew today. We've shown you full feature results, and these are the point standings heading into Auto Club next weekend. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here at Bristol Dirt for the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series race. And until then, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of NNSCRA TV, offline racing at its best.